One of the easiest ways to increase your views on YouTube revolves on entirely one method. In today's video, we are taking a look at one of the most underused methods on YouTube to get you more views on your videos. I have spoken about this before, click-through rate. So what is click-through rate and why is it so important? Click-through rate is essentially impressions versus views. Impressions being how many times someone sees your video in search, related videos, etc. versus how many times someone has actually physically clicked on your video and started watching it. For example, let's go ahead and search iPhone 11 review and see what comes up as a result. And let's say one of these videos is your video. I am one person that has searched for this topic, which means I have just given you one impression because I can see your video here. But let's say for some reason 100 people in the entire world right now searched iPhone 11 review. That would give you 100 impressions. And let's say out of that 100 people, I clicked on your video, but only I did. That means your click-through rate would be 1%. But what if 10 people clicked on your video? That would give you a 10% click-through rate. The higher your click-through rate is, the higher you are going to rank in search. So let's say your video is this one here. Let's say out of that 100 searches, you got maybe 50 clicks compared to the other two here, or even other three. That means you've taken in out of that 100 impressions, your click-through rate is 50%. Just out of that 100, let's say the top video only got 10 clicks through. So out of the 100 searches or impressions, they only got 10%. So mathematically speaking and technically speaking, your video will possibly be boosted up into a higher position because people are clicking on your video more than the top results compared to it. How can you get more people to click through to your videos to increase your click-through rate? There are two major factors to consider when trying to increase your click-through rate. Number one is thumbnails and number two is titles. There is an absolutely amazing channel that I can almost guarantee would have a huge click-through rate because they have completely mastered thumbnails and titles altogether. So let's go ahead and check out a channel called Brightside and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So essentially Brightside is a channel that goes through and kind of answers questions that we all may have asked at least once in our life, or even questions we may not have wanted to know, but we've seen the thumbnail and title and now we want the answer to. Just by taking a look, first glance at their thumbnails, they are super simplified. They do a lot of side by side, before and after, and just overall intriguing. Let's take a look at this thumbnail here, for example. Same way to burn calories. Running equals clicking. That makes me question the video. Like, what could this possibly have in common? How could running and clicking be the same thing? Or let's take a look at this video here. We've got two hands side by side. One really looks like it has a lot more bones than the other, and the little blurb here on the thumbnail is wrist bones appear after you're 10 years old. I had no idea. But they also focus on very simple titles, very dumbed down titles. They get rid of any fluff that really isn't needed and explain the video itself in under 10 words, which is really hard to do. Brightside structure their thumbnails in a way that they don't give away the entire video, maybe only a portion of the video. Going back to the hands thumbnail here, it's showing us one possible number or proof that our bodies are special out of the total 24. So if we're intrigued by this, the other 23 are gonna probably intrigue us as well, or they're trying to entice us that they will. A good thing about their thumbnails though is they don't explain so much, so then we actually have to resort to reading their title, which in return entices us even more to watch. A lot of the titles are either countdowns, and a lot of those countdowns are odd numbers like 11 and 34. Odd meaning not a whole number. Our brains are definitely more intrigued to click on things when it's not a whole number. So 24, 13, 15, you get me. But don't get me wrong, you can utilize this thumbnail in any niche on YouTube. What I would recommend you guys do is work out who your competitors are, or if you're not a large YouTuber, work out who your model channels are. Go to their channels, what are their titles like? What are are their thumbnails like? Do their videos make you want to click on them? And then go back to your own channel and think, does my video thumbnail and title make people want to click on my videos? If you search a search term and look through your different videos, in amongst everyone else's videos, and if you'd rather click on someone else's video, that's a telling sign that you have to put in some work for your thumbnails and titles. In your next video, try to make a side-by-side or comparison, before and after, or really basic thumbnail that uses not much color and not much images. And then try to create a title between 5 to 7 words long. No more, no less. Give that a shot, guys. All right, guys, that is all for me today. Hopefully this video did help in increasing your click-through rate, which will in turn drastically increase your views on YouTube. If you did go on to enjoy the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, guys. Leave me a comment down below with what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.